Somewhere beyond the recesses of time and space, two podcasters are set adrift in a machine, picking up transmissions of movies that are forgotten but not gone.
So, Cuba Gooding Jr.'s character in Lee Daniels The Butler...
Yeah, we didn't talk about him at all.
No, we didn't. Cuba Gooding Jr., Academy Award winner Cuba Gooding Jr. and Lenny Kravitz, award winner Lenny Kravitz, are kind of Cecil's main sidekicks in this movie. And they also just sort of disappear from the movie sometime in the Reagan years. And it's like, does he hang out with them afterwards? Who knows?
Who knows?
In the Blacklist script, Cuba Gooding Jr.'s character is portrayed as someone who's kind of, very political and has a lot of, he's also very attached to the civil rights movement and is following it very closely, even if he's not an active participant. And in the movie, Cuba Gooding Jr.'s things just tells dirty jokes all the time.
He is foul-mouthed, yeah.
Yes. To the point that sometimes it doesn't quite make sense, and it's just in every scene, it's almost like they just let Cuba Gooding Jr. loose, and we're like, how can you improvise your ways to something about sex here?
The baking scene in particular, when we first meet Nixon and they're kneading dough, and he's like, I don't want to be fucking doing this, and he's like, well, just, you'll get there, and he starts playing with it, this mound of dough, and he's like, okay, I can start to get this, okay, now just picture it has a little nipple on top of it, and it's just what the fuck?
There's another scene where they're talking about music or asking if someone plays any instruments, and Cuba Gooding Jr.'s character goes, "Oh yeah, I play the skin flute," and it's like, well, okay, I mean, you're bragging about being good at sucking dicks, which, hey, listen, no shame to being good. I thought the skin flute was a penis.
It is, but it's masturbating. You're playing the skin flute.
I thought, but you put your mouth on a flute.
Wait a minute.
Oh man,
who has the misconception here?
This movie again, it raised a lot of really important and controversial points for which there is no clear answer. How do you get by in an unjust society? What is playing the skin flute?
What does playing the skin flute mean?
Oh, Landon, you're gonna find search results that you don't like.
Okay, let's figure this out.
Meryl Streep was Googling the same stuff in Hope Springs.
Wow. Okay. Actually, it's both.
It's both? Oh, man.
This particular thing says to perform fellatio or to masturbate.
All right, that's a very wide range of things to be doing. That's a lot of different meanings. Like the Eskimos have 100 words for snow.
Literally 2 meanings.
Yeah, but they're very different things. The range.
Yeah.
It's not the two things are on opposite sides of the scale of things.
I mean, they're both making a man climax. That's one end.
Lee Daniels The Butler, the most award bait movie, leads into the most masturbate conversation on the podcast. We were just talking before we started about what a good job we did of being appropriate and dignified for this discussion.
The part that and it's this introduction that they do it in that makes me go, what's going on with this movie?
Oh my god, the doors slamming.
When Cecil first meets him, he walks in while his name is Carter in the film. Not the president.
No, sadly.
Although, interesting casting if Cuba Gooding Jr. ever played Jimmy Carter.
He could pull it off. Guy's dynamite.
He walks in while Cuba Gooding Jr. is telling this, disgusting joke about the size of a woman's private area. And when he gets to the punchline, it's like the filmmakers are like, oops, we forgot we were trying to secure a PG-13, and out of nowhere there's this rousing applause or standing ovation on the soundtrack that has no diegetic reason for being there.
I think there's supposed to be an
And,
event happening in the next room or something.
Well, we don't hear it leading into it. We don't hear it leading out of it. It's just right when he gets to the most vulgar punchline, it overwhelms what he's saying, so we don't hear it, the audience, and they can get a PG-13 rating.
Yeah, there's also like some, because they're in a locker room where they keep their stuff. There's the sound of some lockers slamming that cover it too. They should have just ADR'd him saying private area, just like
it worked for Galaxy Quest.
Yeah,
no, fuck you out.
Yeah,
or but did they fuck you? Fuck that.
Yeah, they should have replaced it with private area. I mean, that's a much better way to eliminate any of the inappropriateness from it. Yeah, no, it is weird when a movie kind of censors itself like that.
Yeah.
When you get the cable version of the movie in the theater.
So okay, listen, we don't have to make this a recurring thing, but I have a weird moment with Terrence Howard, and I have a very short story with Jane Fonda.
Okay. Well,
I was at the Grove. If you've been to Los Angeles and the farmers market, you know the area well.
Surely you've been to the Grove.
There's
a cultured sort like a listener of this podcast has certainly been to the Grove.
If you've seen a movie set in LA, you more than likely have seen the Grove.
If you've seen Chinatown, then you know where the Grove is. It's where Jack Nicholson almost gets shot.
If you've seen Steve Carell go shopping with Ryan Gosling in Crazy Stupid Love, you've seen the Grove.
There you go.
Anyway, right in the middle of it, there is this like grassy knoll section, and there's a slight little pond, and a bridge goes over the pond.
Yeah.
And I was standing on that bridge watching my friends who have visited LA for the first time take the trolley, which goes from the Grove part over to the farmers market part. It's a novelty. Once you've done it, you don't need to do it again.
You're so opposed to it. You're like, fuck that. I'm just going to watch you ride the trolley. I will not share this experience with you.
I also have motion sickness and don't like to be squeezed in with a lot of people. So
this
I just
man
thought,
hates
you know what?
public
I'm gonna
transit.
Do it.
Okay.
Anyway, I was standing on the bridge waiting for them, and at one point I was just kind of shifting my weight, and I, took a step back from the railing, not realizing someone was passing behind me, and it happened to be Jane Fonda, and I accidentally stepped on her foot. And now, in my memory, I think I've repainted the situation, but I don't know if I want her to have said this or if she actually said something like this, but when I got like profusely apologetic. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I would have said that to anyone, not even just Jane Fonda, but anyone whose foot I've stepped on.
Of course.
I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. In my brain, I remember her going, don't worry, kid, I've experienced worse.
What is this kind of Humphrey Bogart affectation that
I don't know.
Jane Fonda has? She like gently socks you on the chin, say, "Here's getting stepped on by you, kid."
The other weird thing about that is, I have a trend in my life, not 100% as evidenced by my current partner, but I have a history of dating the person whose foot I stepped on previously.
Wow. So how long were you and Miss Fonda together?
I could only be so lucky.
Yeah. And hey, listen, and look, there's still time for you to step on your partner's foot too. I mean,
That's
the
true.
foot's
That's
always
true.
there. It's never say never to anything. Love offers so many opportunities.
Fair point.
Okay.
Okay.
And you stepped on Terrence Howard's foot too. So how did that happen?
I didn't. Terrence Howard, I have to put an asterisk next to, because the situation was weird, and I'm not sure it was him, but I'm almost sure it was him. It was such a weird situation that the situation makes me question if it was him.
Okay.
I lived right outside Sony Studios when I was in LA.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a lot of celebrity sightings. A coffee shop at the end of my street just had a heavy rotation of people coming in and out.
A heavy selection of famous feet for you to trot upon.
I had people living in my building who were children of famous people. Like, it was just kind of a hot spot.
Wow.
And one day, in the middle of the day, at my apartment, I was on the top floor, of a story building. I was coming downstairs and going to my mailbox, I think. And so we had this little walkway, and I get my mail. As I'm starting to head back to my apartment, this guy just kind of, the way that celebrities do sometimes when they like have to get somewhere and they know they're in public and don't want to be seen, so they kind of have that like 1,000-yard stare as if they're focusing on something so no one will engage with them.
Yeah.
This man exits an apartment on the bottom floor and just kind of quickly walks past me with purpose, leaving the apartment. And I am almost certain it was Terrence Howard.
Yeah, only Terrence Howard would not make eye contact and walk quickly. That's a thing that few normie civilians can
all
pull
celebrities
off.
do that. But yeah. I feel like I'm pretty good at identifying and seeing people in public and being able to pick them out. I don't ever bother them, but like you can see the situation makes it go, I can't imagine it was him, but that's where I'm like, but I think it was.
Yeah, you present it to us as though it was. Like, yeah, I because I've been to your old apartment. That does not strike me as the sort of place that a famous person would go to. No
I
offense
agree.
to you.
No, I take no offense, but like, so that's why I said this. It starts with an asterisk. That is just a weird story. I don't know if it was him. I am pretty sure it was, but I can't talk about what he was doing there, why he was at this weird apartment building, but
it turns out Lee Daniels also lived in your apartment building, and he was there picking up a copy of the script for The Butler to figure out if he wanted to be in it as the philandering neighbor.
Oh, yeah, this would have been a little bit before The Butler.
Oh, man.
Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. I was thinking 2016, so 2013. Maybe right around this time.
Yeah, I mean...
during the Empire years, I'll say that.
Yeah, well, then, I mean, I feel like that seals it. Not only was it definitely Terrence Howard, he was also definitely on his way to or from a meeting that secured his participation in The Butler. or is it that the CEO of Marvel Studios lived in your apartment building and was telling him, like, no, we will not pay you what you want to be paid for Iron Man 2.
Well, Don Cheadle got to work, and I can't be upset about that.
I mean, look, well, actually, yeah, Don Cheadle lives in my building too. Yeah, it's sucks that Don Cheadle has to walk down 3 flights of stairs to use the washing machine that's always broken. But on the other hand, rent control, man.
To be fair, I didn't say he lived with me, but
okay, just that he lived there. Yeah, or I'm sorry, just that he was visiting, just that he was popping in. That's why my apartment complex is better than yours, because Don Cheadle actually lives here. He doesn't just have a friend here.
Okay, so I had a bit of a thought experiment with this. I didn't. This is we are well known for doing Monday morning writing room treatments to every film that we cover.
People across the land revere us for our ability to do this. Yes.
Revere or revile, I'm not sure which. But,
well, depends who you're talking to. Yeah.
Yeah.
A nation rent asunder.
So, I was very vocal about this sort of storytelling not being my jam. But I did a little thought experiment, and I have come up with a premise for something, a movie that I kind of want to see, and I want to pose it to you to see if you'll greenlight it.
Landen and Lee Daniels The Butler.
Okay, this film it takes a lot of liberties, as we talked about. So, and just to kind of get the grander scope of social justice over generations, right?
Sure.
What if we took that to its extreme, and we make Cecil, or a whole new character, we fictionalize Cecil's story.
Whoa! So we will fictionalize it enough that finally we're not doing Eugene Allen dirty. Yeah.
Where you have a butler who is like has the longevity of life to have started being a butler for George Washington. And we watch him all through the generations through to Obama.
So, okay, Landon Solano's Bram Stoker's Dracula the Butler is what you're saying.
I'd like
parentheses Lee Daniels at the end.
Well, I just, obviously, you have to lean into a little bit of magical realism with that. That's
a little bit, yeah.
Well, like, I want to see, Boots Riley's version of this. Sorry
to buttle you. Okay. Actually, now I'm on board. Now I like it. Now I like it a lot. I was reminded of Sorry to Bother You and the white person voice that they have to learn to be good telemarketers in that movie versus the face they do here. I mean, it would be funny if whenever Cecil was talking to the president, he had Patton Oswalt's voice coming out of him.
Yeah.
I don't know. I am the first to be a fan of people taking a weird and magical approach to a historical biopic film. The first one that comes to mind is Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, which I am not. I don't think that that's necessarily a cool way to do it. But it would be funny to like have a movie that is. Like, if you're going to already take such an expansive and, like, flipping through a history book view of all of this stuff, you may as well do something completely wacky and insane and have one of the characters be a vampire in it. Like, then, suddenly, I don't care as much that we only get one conversation per president, and it's kind of on the nose. If it's like, oh, but he's also like drinking people's blood, and and he has to be invited into the White House every day to get inside.
Oh man, I would watch it.
And then what is it that like does he then take out Trump by like it's like, okay, listen, I've been living amongst the humans for all this time and not aging, but I will go out in the daylight hours and get burned to a crisp if it means that I could like push Trump off the balcony. It's during the eclipse. It's during the eclipse that Trump was looking directly at. That's when he strikes.
He has a split second to make his move.
It's the Butler with kind of an Inglourious Bastards type ending. I mean, I guess it's already enough of a historical departure that there's a dang vampire in the White House, but
oddly enough, that is a plot point in Amy Heckerling's Vamps.
Oh, wait, so. that a vampire butler kills Trump? That's in Amy Heckerling's Vamps?
No, that a vampire has to make a move and ultimately sacrifices herself during an eclipse.
And it does kind of like harken back to the central themes of The Butler, which is like, how much of yourself are you going to sacrifice to create a better world? I'm all about it, man. I was dubious at first, much like I was with your Terrence Howard story, but now I am a true believer. I want this was a good thought experiment.
All right, awesome. Should we play the trailer game for Lee Daniels The Butler?
Yes, it will immediately disappoint me because there won't be vampires in it. But yeah. What do you
just picture Nixon as a vampire?
I kind of already do that with Reagan, so I'll just expand it downward a few years.
Perfect.
What is gonna be in this trailer?
There's one thing I think you're gonna have to lean on the presidents.
Yes.
Robin Williams as Eisenhower.
Yep, Robin Ike.
Painting. I'm gonna go specifically with painting.
Mm-hmm. In real life, Eisenhower gave Eugene Allen one of his paintings that hung in his basement for the rest of his life. That would have been a cool scene to put in your movie. Anyway.
Yeah.
I'll take that. I feel like we're also going to then get Cusack Nixon saying, "I'm never gonna resign," with the dirty face.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Truman, I'm not even going to argue the point. It's not going to be in the trailer seeing LBJ on the shitter. It's not going to be there. They're not going to show half a butt cheek in a trailer.
No, they're not going to show Lyndon's Johnsons. Not even one of them. Although Lyndon was known for showing other people his Johnsons, so, more historical accuracy.
Yikes.
Do we think...
I know.
Yeah,
I got a line.
Yeah.
Easy peasy line.
Yeah.
Sir, I'm apolitical. That's good, because we don't like politics here in the White House.
Yeah, no politics at the White House, absolutely. Are we gonna get civil rights movement stuff? Are we gonna get a taste?
Yeah. You think it'll be like a montage?
I don't think it'll be I'm trying to figure out if it's either... Is
it Black Panther stuff? Is it the bus stuff? Is it the montage stuff at the diner?
it's either bus stuff of them, like, with the Klansmen chasing them on the bus, or it's going to... Because that pops immediately, you know what you're getting. Or it's going to be...
but that might be a little too confrontational for a trailer they're trying to sell to all audiences.
Then is it the brief shot of his son getting menaced with a dog in Birmingham by the cops? Like, them basically reenacting civil rights era...
too brief, though.
Photographs. I mean, there's a hose, too. I mean...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, wow, you seem really, really resigned about that one.
Well,
but,
no, it's just the way they depict some of the scenes is like half archival footage, half recreated footage, and it just makes it hard to like. None of it is really given a lot of recreation, so it's hard to pick something for the trailer.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. This one is... I feel like this is kind of a tricky movie to promote. I'm interested to see what choices they make and how they're selling it.
Oprah Winfrey has got to be in it.
Oh, yeah. Is it her...
I'm trying to think of what a good scene with her... Something about them talking about their marriage, I feel like.
Is it... Yeah, I mean, is it that, or is it her, like... Maybe they try to, like... clue into the fact that there's trouble at home, conflict at home, and it's her drunkenly saying, you know, you're over there all the time or something like that.
Especially if it's an award season push. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, like, not only is Oprah in this, she is capital A acting in this.
Yeah.
I don't know, like...
Yeah, so you're saying that little scene there in the bedroom where she's like, you're spending, you know, all your time over there, and I'm worried about what's happening here.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, yeah.
That gives us 5. So
what
other ones are going to sneak under the wire? I don't know if they promote this on Alan Rickman Reagan, because it's like it's so hard to it's sort of disquieting the first time you see Rickman Reagan that you don't even know what to think. I don't know if that's going to translate in a trailer.
Well, you've read the script. Is there any like moment of levity that they might have cut out of the final film, like a jelly bean moment? Like if there's a jelly bean moment, it's gonna be in the trailer.
No, I think that's a testament to Danny Strong being on the right side of history. He's like, no, I will not give Reagan that cute thing that everyone likes. I am only gonna have him be talking about apartheid being good. No, there's no jelly beans to speak of. Not a bean in sight.
Then, if Reagan is included, it's gonna just be like a rotating door of look at all these presidents in this film,
just kind of like fading between them.
The whole premise is he has served multiple presidents, and therefore we need to see the different presidents.
But so is it a montage of different shots of the president's faces with the name of the actor superimposed, like Robin Williams, John Cusack, Liev Schreiber?
Well, I don't know, maybe. I could see them kind of A/B testing these trailers, going, okay, we've got the trailer that's going to bring in the white audiences.
Oh boy.
We've got where I could see them doing that for that trailer, but
we don't know if we've got A or B.
Yeah, like just, you know, Jack Kennedy walking through the doors for the first time, and Lyndon Johnson watching the TV in his bed, like just shots of them.
Yeah, okay, so just shots, montage shots of, but it can't just be that. Oh, they're scattered throughout. It needs to be a sequence.
I've got a sequence. I've got the perfect long shot guess.
Okay,
it's LBJ giving him the pin.
LBJ gave it just like the tie pin.
Yeah.
I mean, why? I'll put it down, but I'm just interested in your logic.
Well, because it's showing it's a very simple way for a trailer to demonstrate the reciprocal nature of, you know, what his services meant to the White House.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I'll take that. I mean, I guess all the other presidents give him like explicit campaign paraphernalia. I guess the tie clip kind of is too, but what? Yeah. Oh, okay. Sure. Let's go for that. That might well be in there.
All right. Should we watch this trailer?
Let's watch this trailer. Appropriate audiences, you say?
Are you political, Mr. Gaines?
Up. Right off the bat.
We have no tolerance for politics at the White House.
Beautiful.
I'm Cecil Gaines.
Brilliant.
I'm the new butler.
You hear
Inspired
nothing.
by a
You see nothing.
Inspired by a true story.
You know he got that job himself.
The White House called him. He didn't call the White House.
I want to hear all the stories.
I don't know how many stories you're gonna hear, because
I am
they done
shocked
swore him
at
to
how
some
young
kind of secret code.
David Oyelowo is able to play in this film.
Okay.
Did you
Lee
go to an
Daniels.
all-colored school?
So many words.
I didn't go to school.
Oh, Ike painting.
I grew up on
Hell
the
yeah.
Farm. Get back to work.
Don't you lose your temper with that man. It's his world. We just living in it.
About time you go ahead on your own.
I think I know which audience
for some
this is
help?
targeting.
He done broke our window. He done stole our food. And now you asking
Cakey.
for a job?
I wouldn't
I
have
know how
guessed
to
that.
serve.
They say
Okay.
this new white boy smooth.
I am thrilled to be working with all of you over
Kennedy?
the next 4 years.
Dr. King.
Oh boy.
What did your daddy do?
He's a butler.
Young brother, the black domestic play an important role in
What?
our history.
That's
did
not what
not-
he
Something
didn't
special
say that.
going on down here, Dad.
Wow, I am shocked they put that in
I
the
know your
trailer.
son is a freedom writer.
Damn it. Okay. Klansmen, they did it.
All right, you're right.
Understood
That is
what you all
shocking.
really
Oh,
went through.
up with the dogs. We got Birmingham.
You
All right.
changed my heart.
There's this whole
Forest
black
Whitaker.
power movement going on. I gave him the green light to gut those sons of bitches.
Oh,
You know what
jeez.
they gonna
That's a
do?
shootout
They
we
gonna
didn't
kill
see
you.
between the Panthers and the cops.
And I'm like the president.
You need to go. What?
I'm sorry, Mr. Butler. I didn't mean to make fun
The one explosive emotion.
Cusack. Man,
You
that's-
called it.
Oh,
with-
Melissa Leo isn't even on screen in the movie.
Okay.
All right.
Everything you are
This
and everything you have
trailer.
is because of that Butler.
Oh, that should have been an easy guess. That trailer flummoxes me almost as much as the movie, in a completely different way. Coming
That was we did okay. I mean, part of the problem with making 7 guesses is that you're naturally going to miss a bunch of them, but like
soon. Nope. The more you guess, the more you get right.
look, I mean we were both
I'm good at
very
math.
right and very
Trust me.
wrong about stuff.
Yeah, that I will be the first to admit I did not expect they show that much confrontational stuff in it. I also didn't think they'd be that brazen to just show Melissa Leo
Who's
not
not
be
in
the
movie.
film.
There's a whole there's this
Wait.
whole shootout with the cops shooting at the Black Panthers, people with like long guns in a shootout out the windows of a house, firing at a police car that is not in the movie. It is in the script. So they shot that and didn't put it in the movie, but did use it for the trailer.
Doesn't Melissa Leo play Lady Bird in the Bryan Cranston HBO movie?
What, All the Way?
All the Way. Yeah, she does.
Wow, she's typecast as Lady Bird Johnson.
That was 3 years after this, 2016.
It was like, well, we're sorry you got cut out of The Butler. We're going to give you a second chance, ma'am. Yeah, so we don't get drunk Oprah's character fighting with him. It is mainly happy Oprah. We get Cusack Nixon talking about smashing the Black Panthers, but not drunk, inexplicable dirty face Cusack Nixon.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we can call it a sequence of... there's a lot of shots of presidents, but it's like not... When they're doing it and they're going through them, they're intercutting it with like Cuba Gooding Jr., Lenny Kravitz, Robin Williams.
I don't think we should take that
No,
point.
we
Yeah,
shouldn't.
I think we had something different in mind.
Yes, I think we did. I mean, the movie, this trailer is leaning hard on an inspirational tale, which I guess does accurately set, like the movie fancies itself as quite inspirational.
But I can see the this movie feels much more. This trailer makes the movie seem far more calculated for a wider audience.
Yes,
whiter and wider audience.
Boom, nailing it.
Than the movie actually is. I think a lot of the criticism about this movie and Lee Daniels comes from people seeing the trailer without seeing the movie.
I think watching this trailer, I never would expect that this movie would actually try to take Reagan down a peg in a serious fashion. Like this does not look like.
Yeah.
honestly, I feel like, part of the reason this movie isn't more remembered is people saw this trailer and thought, I know what's going on here. I don't need
that movie.
I don't need to prioritize this movie. Yeah.
Right. So what was the final number?
The final number was 3 out of 7. We did not. Yeah, we missed. We got No Politics at the White House. We got Eisenhower painting, and we got very brief shots of him in Birmingham getting sprayed with a hose and menaced by a dog. So
interesting.
Which is what I don't feel great being excited at seeing that imagery and being like, yeah, they got a dog barking in his face, but it's for the purposes of the game.
Yeah. Well, not everything is a game. And,
Civil rights was not a game. And
like all games, they must come to an end. Just like this episode. Oh.
I've played games of Monopoly that do not come to an end.
You've been playing one since 1989.
Yes, basically.
Well, there comes a time in every episode when there's only one thing left available for us.
You've gotten very reflective at the end of this episode. Are you looking back at your entire life, like, say, Lee Daniels The Butler at the beginning of Lee Daniels The Butler?
Well, listen, we're how many episodes into this first season now, and
like
all
11.
of this time travel has made me get a little pensive when I'm about to hear the year and date that we are going to next, which I think the machine is going to tell us.
Okay, well, I guess I'll just take a look at the printer here and see. All right, looks like the machine is sending us to January 31st, 2003.
Oh, man. That's my least favorite time of year. Okay. Here's the clue. I thought I was misreading this for a second. It says, trust no 101011011001000.
Oh, wow. Well, I mean, I don't really know what to do with that information. Can I trust the robot that told me this?
I don't know. We got to put it into our binary translator.
Oh man, I think I actually had to unplug that to plug in the coffee maker. So listen, I'll pull out the power strip. We'll see which appliance we can do without while we try to decode what this thing's actually saying.
I don't want to blow a fuse up here, so we got to make sure we're using our electricity efficiently.
Yes, even outside of the bounds of space and time, we still have to be energy conscious. So take that message home with you for the week ahead.
All right, everyone. I guess we'll see you next week when we cover a brand new movie. For Truman Caps, I've been Landen Solano.
And for Landen Solano, I've been Truman Caps. Stay safe out there.
Whoa!
Movie Memory Machine is part of the Gruntwork Podcast Network. Join our Patreon at patreon.com/gruntworkpodcast to keep the machine running. Theme song by Porky's Groove Machine. Rate us on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen. For more information on today's show, visit MovieMemoryMachine.com.